On this special edition of McAllen's Zone, we see how two city employees are working to keep the Cascarones tradition alive. So here's a look. A colorful egg filled with confetti, and lots of it. The decorative eggs, also known as cascarones, have become an Easter tradition passed down from generation to generation for Mexican families.
And it's just continuing those traditions that we learned from our grandparents, passing that down, and then spending it with family.
Xochitl Mora, director of the Office of Communications by day and mother 24/7, says she's keeping the tradition alive with her sons.
We make the cascarones, make little designs, fill them with confetti. Then we go up to our grandparents' house, have like lunch and dinner, and then we do an egg hunt with all of our cousins and siblings.
But Javier Garcia says the fun is just beginning.
And then we go find them, we hunt them, and then when all of them are done, we start running after each other, cracking each other's heads. And your goal is to get the least confetti.
My favorite Easter tradition would probably be making cascarones and then cracking them on my cousin's heads.
Like some years we bring our dogs with us, and then we could just they're running around along with us with the eggs. Sometimes we put eggs on them as well.
Making these eggs takes time and patience. But City of McAllen multimedia specialist Jose Esqueda says it's all worth it in the end. Esqueda says he spends time with his boys as often as he can, and making cascarones is another excuse to do just that.
I think making the cascarones makes them more in touch with family, because like I said, yeah, the phones are very addictive, and but making everything homemade just to have fun with the family, I think it's great.
Easter is being able to bring the family together over food or a good time. And it's just being happy.
But where does this fun tradition of decorating and cracking eggs come from?
This is something very Mexican, but it's also part of our faith.
Dr. Margaret Cantu Sanchez, an expert in Mexican-American studies, says it's been around a lot longer than you might have thought.
Decorating eggs in general it's gone back for many centuries, and has been done in many different cultures. So pre-Christian eras. With Christianity, we often merged a lot of traditions and ideas, and one of those was decorating eggs. And it worked out perfectly for the Christians because the egg came to symbolize the resurrection of Christ and rebirth.
Church on Easter Sunday is a common tradition shared by Christians across the world. Xochitl Mora says her family is no different, but the fun of cascarones leading up to the day is a team effort.
We ate eggs practically every day, so we always were collecting the eggs, and that's one of the hardest parts, is making the blank cascarone.
But everyone has their own unique style when decorating their cascarones.
Sometimes when I make the eggs, I'll camouflage them, and then I'll know what they look like.
Regardless of the color, design, and time spent making the cascarones, it's the family ties that keep the tradition alive.
Doing that together as a family, and then we bring those together, is something that I'm really proud that I'm able to have continued on from my family, from my grandmother, and I'm hoping that my children will pass that on to their children.
Memories made within a tradition that'll last a lifetime. For the City of McAllen, Crystal Garcia.